For my first product, I was not able to afford to do the minimum order quantity of whether it was 500 or 1,000 units in order to do a customized product. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be going over how many units that you guys should get initially for your first batch for your product. Now sometimes you guys probably think that that you want to jump onto a product and just test it out, right? You want to get 100 or 200 units. Now the reason that we don't want to do this is because if you run out of products, if you run out of units, your product starts selling well. Especially if you're doing a product launch, you're going to sell out really fast. You're not going to have the money and time in order for you to order a new batch, and you're going to run out of stock and you're going to lose your ranking. So the main thing that we want to do is to order enough units so that we can do a product launch and have enough units after that launch in order to last us the rest of the month, in order to get that money in so we can order another batch and so we don't lose our ranking due to being out of stock, right? So I'd say, sometimes usually people that say they want to get 100 or 200 units only just to test out the market, usually those people, I was like that too, are people that don't know about the product launch, right? They don't know about doing giveaways, and that's something that we want to keep in mind. That's something that we need, because that's the half of the FBA game. If we don't do giveaways, I'm not saying that you guys can't rank your product. I'm not saying that you can't make money if you don't do giveaways, but giveaways are a fast and really effective way to get on the first page in a efficient amount of time. So the first thing that I'm gonna say, right off the bat, I suggest you guys get 450 to 500 units. Now the reason I say this as well is not because that's the amount that we want when it comes to not running out of stock or having enough for the giveaway, but also there's a lot of suppliers out there that really their minimum order quantity for custom packaging or logo designs, etc., is 500 units, right? And some of them are even 1,000. Now of course we can always negotiate, maybe try and talk them down, but in my experience, if you do that, they'll tell you that it's going to take a little bit longer in order for the product to be produced, because of course they're going to be prioritizing people that order the 500 or 600 units over yours, right? So definitely you should at least get 500 units. That's what I'm doing now. So that way, even if you have to give away 200 units, right, in that one single month and maybe like a week or two setting, you're still going to be able to have 300 units left for the rest of that month. And with that 300 units, that should last you the rest of the month and maybe going on to the next one. And on top of that, it's going to give you enough income coming in within the next 2 weeks or so in order for you to reinvest it and order more stock for the next month, right? So let me see. So yeah, if you don't get enough units, you're going to sell out fast. If you get only 150 to 200, you're going to sell out and you're going to lose ranking. Now if you get like 350 units or 400 units, as long as you have the custom packaging and private label, everything, that's fine. But if you run out of stock, as long as it's not like over a week or anything like that, you're not going to lose major ranking. But of course, with every day that goes by that you're not selling a similar amount of units or more units, then your ranking is slowly going to go down. You're probably going to fall off the first page. So that's why we want to have at least 500 units when we start our product launch, because a lot of people don't talk about that, and a lot of people don't understand that we need to give away enough units. You need to prepare for the product giveaway and have enough products at the FBA facility for you to have, so just in case you're out of stock, you'll have more to fall back on. Now if you guys want to try out a product and see how the market is for it, honestly do the same thing. One last thing I wanted to mention to you guys is that for my first product, I was not able to afford to do the minimum order quantity of whether it was 500 or 1,000 units in order to do a customized product, in order to do a logo design. And what I realized is that that was one of the mistakes, like a big mistake that that we can make, because it's going to prevent us from getting brand registered, from having a logo on our product and proving that it's ours. And on top of that, it doesn't help with differentiating ourselves and proving our value to other customers when they come to buy our products, right? So if somebody falls on our listing and they see it, especially mine, the Annualizer ruler, they see it, they're like, okay, there's no logo on here, it looks very generic, it's probably really cheap, so I'm not going to buy it. And I know you guys probably can't, some of you guys can't afford it. I was in that position too. But sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and just go with it if you have the money. If you don't have the money right now, don't just jump onto the product. You need to save up for that. So, whether you do retail arbitrage or if you, you work your job, just save up for that 500 or whatever the minimum order quantity is. And of course, like I said and mentioned in different videos, try to negotiate with them. Try and ask them what you can do in order to meet that minimum order quantity or lower it somehow. And sometimes they'll be able to work with you. If you can't do 500 units, maybe they'll do 400 or 450. In that case, sometimes that does work, but again, it might take your product a little bit longer because they're going to prioritize people that have ordered the 500 or 1,000 units for their logo design or box design. So that's something that you guys should keep in mind. And another reason why we want to have these logo designs as well is, for brand recognition. So if somebody comes back and sees our product or sees our logo, they're going to remember, oh, I bought this product from them before, so I trust them. I'm someone that is willing to buy another product, right? So you want to have those long-term customers. You basically are building a list on Amazon FBA so that down in the future, when you decide to expand your Amazon store or throw on different products, you're not changing the logo or anything. You might change up the name a little bit, but when you have the same logo and everything, it's going to keep people remembering, and they're going to be like, okay, they're going to keep their mindset associated with that product. So they're going to be coming back to buy your product again. They're going to trust you. That's why you see people that have these products. So let's say someone came out with an Annualizer ruler, right? And then they start ranking, they start getting on the first page, and they just have a whole bunch of people buying the product, and then decide to come out with another new and improved version of the Annualizer ruler, which is a whole nother new listing. Maybe it's even a different color and everything, but they're still able to sell it even without any reviews. And maybe even the product doesn't look as good as the first listing, but people are still buying it because they trust the brand, they know the brand. It's just like if I was going to compare iPhone products, right? Why do people get the iPhone 8, 9, and iPhone X, even though it's not that much different, and it costs a crap load of money more, and it's not that different from the predecessors? A lot of people still buy it because it's the brand. It's what the brand represents, right? It's the trust that they have with the brand, and that's why you see people jumping on to the iPhone game, and they don't branch out and buy things from like Samsung or LG or Motorola. They don't buy those other products because they're solely they're brand loyal to iPhone or Apple. So hopefully you guys understand that concept. It's really cool to think about, and I think a lot of people don't really understand it or think about it when they're first jumping on to Amazon, because when you're first jumping on, you're not really in it to expand your mind in order to expand your business. You're really just in there just trying to make some money, try to have it replace your full-time job. And when you think about it, when you step back from it, you start to realize that, hey, we need to have logos, we need to have brand registry, we need to order enough units so that we can have all these things, so that we are able to have brand loyalty between us and the customers that buy our products, right? So with that being said, guys, hopefully you understand this video and exactly why you need to buy a certain amount of units, and why it's very important to have logos and custom designs for your products. So make sure you guys like down below. Make sure you comment on what do you want to see next. I also have different templates in the description that's going to tell you how exactly you can target your suppliers, how to negotiate with them, and also I have a 1-step guide on how to get started with Amazon FBA in 2018. Because I know a lot of you guys are maybe new here, maybe you're switching over from a different business venture or business model, and you just don't really know how to get started. So I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.
If I could take you up in paradise up above, if you would tell me